Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is your regular program, Eyes on Corruption in Nigeria, a program that comes to you under the auspices of the Global Coordination for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, GCSDN. We're streaming live from multiple social media platforms, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and of course our website, gcsdn.org. My name is J. Ehizefa Okali, your regular host. The program comes to you every 7 p.m. Thursdays Nigerian time. And today's topic will be talking about fuel scarcity and hike in price of petroleum products further strangulating the Nigerian citizens economically. Nigerians are faced with a lot of issues, including insecurity of lives and properties, police brutality, inefficiency in government governance and public offices, non-functional public infrastructures. Upon all this, fuel scarcity that will eventually translate to high price of things has cropped up to further strangulate the Nigerian citizens that are already suffering almost unbearable economic hardship in these times. This is sad and this is unacceptable. This is the topic we'll be discussing today, amongst other issues. The National Petroleum Corporation is an organization saddled with the responsibility of overseeing the production and distribution of petroleum products in Nigeria. It is into joint venture partnership with foreign multinational organizations and have its subsidiaries that work to ensure steady supply, of course, in conjunction with the Ministry of Petroleum Resources. They work in conjunction with one another to ensure that there is provision of these products in the economy. But what happens today is that there is lingering queues in the filling stations, and these products are either not available or are too high, way above the regulated or the prescribed price to be sold to the citizens. And now this further translates to further burden of economic hardship on the citizens who are already wallowing in very terrible conditions of life, where a government is unable to provide the basic necessities of life for its citizens, where people find their way to power by hook or crook, all in the bid to amass wealth, rather than serving the public as servants of the people. This is a situation we have found ourselves because of bad leadership right from inception of independence. Bad leadership for the greater part of our nationhood has been the bane of our problem. And bad leadership breeds corruption, and corruption itself breeds untold hardship on the citizens of the nation. And that is why, at this point in time, every Nigerian should be sensitive enough to know that the ways we've been doing things are not the best, and we need to have a change of attitude, a change of strategy, a change to a new lease of life where things are done the right way. We do not need to do things the way we'll be doing them because it has not paid off. Rather, it has worsened the situation in our country. we may not be we may not be taking cognizance of these facts, but the fact is that whatever little thing we do that is not right, it has a far-reaching effect on every other citizen of the country. And that is what we should have at the back of our minds. For this reason, we need to reorientate our minds and values. There's a cultural breakdown in our nationhood, and this is fueling all the atrocities that are bedeviling our nation. Morality, civility, is respect for one another, respect for humanity has been thrown overboard. Wickedness in high and low places pervades the entire nation, and that is why people can get to power and be insensitive to the plight of the citizens. People can get to power, can afford to get to power by hook or crook, all in the means, all in the bid to be able to amass wealth. Somebody who finds himself or herself in position of authority in less than 6 months, he becomes a multi-millionaire or billionaire without any sustainable means of livelihood other than the government leadership position that he found himself. There is no sustainable means of livelihood that you can link to that wealth that is being seen, and people are made to live under this situation where good is not rewarded anymore, but mediocrity is rewarded, where stealing, looting, and thuggery become more prominent and are celebrated. It is a situation where we need to look into properly and begin to find solution to these problems. These problems we're having today did not just start today. They didn't just start today or 2 or 5 years ago, but they've been building up over time, decades upon decades, and because nobody has taken political will, the moral will, and the conscience to actually say, okay, I will fix this problem. And nobody has been able to fix this because people have not been committed to change, solving the problem that bedevils our country. Rather, people apply cosmetic approach to these problems and makes them even worse, or just rhetorics and do nothing. Speak about them but do nothing. Come with all kinds of sweet tongues and do nothing about them, but with the nefarious intention to just steal money with reckless abandon. And this is the reason why the nation is in shambles today, where there is agitation in every part of the nation, where people do not trust the next ethnic group because ethnicity has been weaponized to the disadvantage of the rest. And that is why at this point in time Nigerians must rise up to the occasion. Men of value, men of integrity. This is the time for them to speak out, begin to speak out, sensitize the conscience of the people to begin to do the right thing. Otherwise, the consequences will be very dire to the nation and to the citizen as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria is in a very critical moment in history, and we must all rise to salvage the situation. Every Nigerian must begin to think, what can I do to save this nation in my own little way? The little effort you put in will go a long way. There's a saying that says, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. If you do your part, I do my part, The next man does his part. The next woman does her part. Galvanizing all these efforts together will yield positive results for the nation. We must not allow this nation to go down. We must stand up and do the right thing. Do what is right. We cannot continue to do things the same way to achieve a good result. If we have done it the way we've done it in the past 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years of independence, and we're not getting any positive results, we need to strategize now and do what is right from the heart of hearts. Search our conscience, search your conscience. Is what you are doing now going to transform to better the lots of our nation, better the lots of the further start from your immediate environment? Do what is right. Step up, step out, spread the message, spread the idea, spread your thoughts and opinions, and let others follow suit. Do your part, let the rest take from where you stop. That is the only way we can do the best, our best for our nation. Other nations of the world where there is proper organization, where functional systems are in place, where institutions run the system, where institutions put in place run the system, where persons who find themselves in such positions only act according to the laid down rules that makes the system work. We can do the same in Nigeria. If the government is not functioning, we must be courageous enough to speak out and say this is not right. Enough of politicians buying people's conscience with money, thereby mortgaging their future and the future of their kids. Politicians come, politicians go. Our nation comes, and our nation remains. We must do our best to salvage our nation from the precipice. We must do our best to sanitize our nation so that we can bequeath a good nation to our children and our children's children. Posterity will not forgive us. Posterity will not forgive us if we stand aloof or are passive instead of being active to ensure that our nation sees the Eldorado that we all deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria is our great nation. We can still make it if we start now. Jettison corrupt politicians, jettison corrupt people of questionable character, jettison every negativity. Nigerians are making waves in every part of the world. Why can't we do the same in our own land? Nigerians are breaking grounds in every part of the world. Why can't we do even more in our own land? This calls for concern. This calls for concern. Let this clarion call be heard by all Nigerians. We cannot abandon Nigerians to thugs and thieves and wicked minds to handle. People of good conscience must rise to the occasion to help service our nation at this point in time, so that our children and our children's children will be proud to be identified as Nigerians in any part of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I plead with you to not let this nation down. Do not let this nation down. Nigerians are good people. Nigerians are good people. And we must begin to channel that our goodness, that our greatness into positivity. We must begin to channel those endowments, those natural endowments, our God-given endowment. We must begin to channel them into positivity for the greater good of all, for the benefit of all and sundry, to the glory of God, the Creator. Ladies and gentlemen, our nation deserves your input. Our nation deserves your input to raise it up, to raise the bar up. Oh God. Good people of Nigeria, even if the government has failed us, must we fail ourselves? Even if the politicians have failed us, must we fail ourselves? Let's come to terms and begin to salvage our nation from the hands of crooks, from the hands of thieves, from the hands of evil-minded men and women who have seen politics as a profession, who have seen politics as a profession, who have abandoned and jettisoned their calling, their career in life, and become professional politicians. This is unacceptable because they are perfected the act of looting, and they have become professional politicians who feed from our common sweat, who feed from our common wealth. As a nation endowed with all kinds of resources, Nigerians are not supposed to suffer in any part of the world. Nigeria is supposed to be lending money to other parts of the world, granting the potentials inherent in our nation. But all you hear today is scarcity of food, scarcity of petroleum products that we get from our own land, scarcity of good leadership, scarcity of men of goodwill to stand up and salvage our nation. This is appalling. And meanwhile, Nigerians are breaking grounds in every other part of the world. Why is it different in our own land, in our own native land? The second stanza of the national anthem is said, O God of creation, direct our noble cause. Guide our leaders right, help our youths the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow. It goes like this. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, and so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, our nation stands in dire need of your assistance. In only two ways: sensitize the people around you so that come 2023, every vote will be a vote of conscience. Every vote will be a vote of a vote of revolt, a protest vote, to vote out all those that have contributed to the woes bedeviling our country today, all those that have contributed to the mess, or who created or contributed to the creation of the mess that we are going through in our nation today. They should be shown the way out of government so that they will be out. They will have no job. They will go back to their whatever they have left before coming to politics. Because coming into politics, they have so amounts where they have stolen our nation dry. Even the money we are still borrowing today, they borrow this money and they steal them. Whatever is left, they use it to pay to fund their large wages and allowances. Meanwhile, the minimum wage, they are not paying the minimum wage that is supposed to be paid. That is not even a living wage. And we are putting up with all these excesses. And they come down and lord it over as lords. People who are supposed to be servants of the people are now demigods. This is not acceptable. Fellow Nigerians, let us speak with one heart. The problem in Nigeria is between the thieves and the poor masses, between the thief and the masses. the thieves and the masses, and that is how it is. We must stamp our feet this time around. Let us stamp our feet this time around and stop this once and for all, so that our nation begin to take a new shape, a new direction, go to, on a new direction of progress, peace, and prosperity, direction of unity, direction to the direction of peace, progress, prosperity, direction of reconstruction, direction of reconciliation, direction of reflective success in every area of our nation. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed our program. Please share, like, and make your comments and suggestions. Reach us on our Facebook, YouTube, and of course Twitter handles, and we'll be glad to get back to you. This is where we call it stuff for today, and this is just an impromptu program. This is where we call it for today. Until come your way again next week, I'm yours sincerely, J. Hizefa Ohali, your program host on Eye on Corruption. Thank you, and